pandemic, I asked the same first two questions. What TV series would each of you like to guest star on?
Oh, wow. Lily?
I would have to say, like, I watch a lot of like TV series from, I mean, not yesteryear, they're not like that old, but I think I would probably say Sex and the City, but like that is, you know, I would like in like back when it was happening, you know, that I would love to like go to lunch with the ladies.
I would like to co-star or guest star on Ken Burns' upcoming docuseries about COVID.
Okay, that was a way more serious answer than I was expecting.
I'm kidding.
I was like, wow.
I haven't been watching too much TV.
Other question is, what movie or movies do you think you've seen the most?
Probably The Wizard of Oz. I've seen The Wizard of Oz. Like, it was my favorite movie when I was like little, like really, really little. And my parents always remind me about how like they used to like, I used to watch it literally over and like it would like end and they would like put the tape like back in, like literally over and over and over again when I was little because I loved it so much. So that's probably the one I've seen the most. Great movie.
Maybe like E.T. or something like that. I mean, that was like classic as a kid. Watched it over and over and over and over.
Jumping into why I get to talk to you guys. I really enjoy movies that sort of ask questions about the future. And like basically this movie is not science fiction as much as it's a real possibility as to what might happen down the road on our planet. Can you sort of talk about that aspect of Voyagers?
Sure. I think that's, you know, the most attractive aspect of the film. You know, like I think innately just have this intrinsic fascination with things that might happen in our future. And I think this movie is definitely operating in that realm. And the movie's about a group of people, you know, who we find them at 18 years old, who've been sent on a mission into space and to reach a distant planet, but only 90 years down the road, right? So their whole purpose is to have children that will then have children that would then colonize the planet. So I think it's the premise in itself is fascinating, you know, and then it's hyper focused around these characters and their true natures, you know, and so has a very human element to it as well, which is interesting.
I think that fascination for, you know, the future and what might become of it is something that also, like, you know, our characters share, because like, you know, like Tye was saying, they're not going to see the planet, you know, their grandchildren will see the planet. And so I think they too, you know, knowing that their entire lives are going to be spent on this ship working towards, you know, a mission that they're never going to see fully come to fruition. You know, I think that probably inspires a lot of kind of fascination in them also about like, what is this future going to look like? Because we're not going to be the ones experiencing it. You know, what will our grandchildren's lives look like when they reach the planet? And so I think that's a fascination that both our characters and also our, you know, probably the audience will share.
One of the things I took away from watching the film is that, and I don't want to do spoilers, but there's a bit in the movie where people are presented with facts and they choose to avoid them or just not even acknowledge the facts that they're presented with. And I found it very timely with what's gone on in the real world over the last number of months. And you obviously couldn't have known what the real world was going to look like when you made this film, but this film talks about the real world in an interesting way.
I think that's something that's evident in human nature, you know, throughout the course of our documented lives. You know, this you know, someone's ability to, you know, jump to a conclusion without having their own reason, you know, to jump on the bandwagon per se. And I think that's what Neil was really interested in exploring in this film. You know, and so I think, you know, even there's that, but there's also, you know, other elements that I think the movie's really stripped down, you know, and it takes away, there is no really societal resonance, you know, or cultural resonance. These characters, they have there's no tangible relationship to the world that they come from, and then they're kind of, you know, they're in isolation on this spaceship, you know, on this mission, going to colonize this planet. So it's like they're in a bit of like no man's land, you know. So it makes the story really focused on these characters and our true nature. So
I think there definitely is an aspect of like, who do we trust, you know, when we're being presented with truth or fact. It's like how, whose truth is that, and where's that coming from? And I think that, on the ship, there's a lot of kind of, as we see kind of come to fruition in the story, like it's like all of a sudden they're being presented with, they're being presented with the opportunity to kind of question that truth for the first time and think about, what really is going on and why are we being told these things, and why, and who really are we supposed to be trusting. So I think that is something that plays into the kind of madness that ensues, is how everybody, chooses to approach that.
Thank you so much for your time. Congrats on the movie. You both did a really good job. Good luck with the rest of your speed dating.
Thanks. Have a great day.